Hello everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad for class 7th. Today is our 14th class in the series wherein we will be learning the topic of prepositions. It is very interesting and also help you a lot in determining the exact position of something or explaining yourself better in your conversations, and of course answering the questions, which is our short-term goal that will be solved as well. So let's start with our class.
The first question that comes to our mind is, what are prepositions? Let's answer that first. So, इसके हिसाब से हमारी जो prepositions की definition आई वो है, so preposition means, now we have the meaning here, a preposition is a word which is used to show direction, location, time, to introduce an object, relates a noun, pronoun or noun phrase to other part of the sentence. Now as I told you कि जो words थे वो connect कर रहे थे, right? So they are relating what? Relating either a noun or a pronoun or noun phrase to the other part of the sentence. ठीक है? And action क्या कर रहे हैं ये? They are showing either direction or the location or the time or introducing an object. ठीक है? So अब इसके हम examples देखेंगे and तब ये डेफ मीनिंग आपको और क्लियर होगा. Okay. So prepositions क्या हैं? They are usually followed by a noun or but sometime pronoun or gerund also. Gerund क्या होता है? ing form of a verb. ये हम verbs में सीखेंगे. ठीक है? So noun या noun phrase, sometimes pronoun as well, या फिर gerund also. And the second rule is that if a sentence begins or ends with a preposition, it should be closely linked to another word. जैसे अगर whom did you speak to? Now this is ending in a preposition, right? So it will be closely linked to another word. Another word it will be linked to speak. When you speak to somebody, right? इस तरीके से. So now let's move on to the next slide. Right, now we start off with the punctuation. We start off with the prepositions. We'll explaining each of them. Like here we have on. When is on used? When we have to designate any days of the week and dates. Like here we are saying, I will see you on Monday. Days, okay? So this is days of the week, Monday. Or suppose we have to say that I will see you on 22nd January. So that's again where we use on. Then which is used to name streets, roads, avenues, etc. Like I say, I live on 22nd Street. Okay. Then used to state surface of something. When we have to tell about something that is kept on the surface of something, stating its surface. So the books are kept on the shelf. All right. Next up we have, like here, on is used to specify any device or a machine, like the students are working on their laptops. So what are we signifying here? We are signifying any device or a machine, that's laptop. Used to specify the part of the body, any part of the body, like I'm hurt on my belly. So belly is a part of the body, so signifying it with on. Then we have used to talk about the state of something. The state of something like the house is on fire. So what's the state of the house? It is on fire. Alright. So these are the different ways in which we can use on. Once we do the mock questions, it will be clearer to you. At. Now when is at used? When it is used to specify definite time. The train will reach station at specified time. बता रहे हैं हम कि एकदम 2 बजे पहुंच जाएगी ट्रेन. फिर the next usage could be used with a particular place. Example, people gathered at the park. एक particular place के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं हम, ठीक है? At the park. Here, used to point out any activity. जैसे example क्या है? I am good at dance. At. Okay, next up we have in. When is in used? Suppose we have to talk about some undefined time during a day or a month or a season or a year. Like I will see you in the morning. So this is an undefined time during the day. We're not really specifying what exact time. Just saying undefined time during a day. For example, if I say, I will meet you in summer. So again, that is undefined time during a year, like, a season it is. So that's when we can use in. And otherwise, when we have to specify the name of the location, a place, like any cities, towns, states, countries, continents, etc. Like if you say, my family lives in Sri Lanka. So talking about the country, used to specify any shape or color or size, like I say she bought dresses in 2 colors, red and black. So we're specifying colors, right? That's when we can use in. Another way where you can use in is specifying any faith or views or interest or feelings, like her family believes in Hinduism. That's what? That's a faith. So believes in Hinduism. Alright. We can use in for an undefined time, for name, location or place, and for specifying shape, color or size, or specifying certain faith or views or interests or feelings. So the next example we have is of of. Now of is used to specify an amount or a number. For example, here I drank 3 cups. Here I'm sorry, it should be cups because it is plural. I must have mistyped it. Okay, the typing error, I'm sorry. I drank 3 cups of coffee yesterday. Then used to specify belongingness. That bag is of my little sister. Whom does it belong to? My little sister. So belongingness. 3 cups of coffee. 3. Amount or number we are telling. So of. Next up is with. Let's see where with is used. With is used to show a feeling or an emotion. Example here is Riya acted with confidence. So how did Riya act? She acted with confidence, feeling or emotion. Then indicating usage of something. How? Cook is cutting vegetable with knife. So the knife is being used to cut the vegetables by the cook. So usage. Next could be indicate possession. People with less money are not always unhappy. So the people who have less money, people who possess less money, here we are indicating possession. Okay. Okay, so a few more uses of with, like it can be used to indicate togetherness, where like here she is going to the market with me, with. Right, so together, both of us are going to be together. Then used to show understanding. You ask, do you agree with me? So this is sort of question on understanding, when this person understands or not. All right. Okay, next up we have over. When is overused, like to indicate something extending directly upwards from something. Like in the sense the plane flew over the building. So what is this sentence indicating? This plane is extending directly upwards from where? From the building. That's when we can use over. Next up we have used to express more than the estimated amount. Certain estimated amount, like here the price is over my expectation. So what is more than the estimated amount? The price. And which preposition are we using for it? Over. The price is over my expectation. Next up we have used to indicate a certain period of time, like a period of time in the sense my mom stayed with me for 2 years. So what is the period of time we are describing here? Over 2 years, something like around 2 years. Next up we have used to show some sort of a movement in the sense like his brother came over to my place. His brother came over, coming over is like coming to visit. So this movement is movement to my place, to my house. All right, that's when we can use over preposition to indicate something extending directly upwards from something, or to express something more than the estimated amount, or to indicate a period of time, or to show some movement. All right. So the next example is of the preposition by. When is this used? First, it is used to talk about any means or methods. Let's see which ones. For example, we are going Delhi by airplane. Okay, by airplane. By, what is the method here? Airplane. Used to indicate closeness. Closeness of something. ATM is by the mall. ATM is near to the mall, so we can say by the mall. Used to tell who does something. Letter was delivered by the postman. So who did what? The postman delivered the letter. By. These are the various methods in which we can use by. Alright, so now the next preposition is into. Let's see when this preposition is used. It is used to indicate inside something. Like, he dived into the sea to save the drowning child. Into. मतलब sea के अंदर he dived inside. He dived inside the sea. So we use into. The sea to save the drowning child. Now, this was the first usage. Second usage could be used to show change in the state. Change in the state. How? Water changed into ice on freezing. Into ice. Water is the liquid form. Alright. This changed into a solid form of ice on freezing. So, it's used to show the change in the state. Into. Next preposition is against. When is this used? It is used to show disagreement. When you don't agree with something. We should not do anything against the law. मतलब हमें लॉ के कुछ डिसएग्रीमेंट में नहीं करना चाहिए. So anything against the law. लॉ के against. लॉ के डिसएग्रीमेंट में कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए. Not do. Another usage could be used to indicate something is touching something. Like, Rohan is standing against the wall. Now here is wall. When a boy is, suppose he is leaning on the wall, you can say he is standing against the wall. When something is touching something, right? Next usage could be used to show prevention of something, when we are preventing something. Like, he is vaccinated against polio. मतलब जो vaccination है which is given to prevent the occurrence of polio. So he is vaccinated against polio. Alright. Now the next preposition here is between. So where do we use between? It is used to indicate gap or space that separates two things. For example, Diya is standing between Jia and Ria. Diya, Jia, Ria. Diya जो है वो जिया और रिया के बीच में खड़ी है. Right, so a gap or space that separate two things. So Diya is separating Jia and Ria. Now let's move on to the next preposition, across. When is across used? Used to show movement from one side to another or from one place to another. For example, the sailor sailed across the sea. Across the sea. Movement from one side to another or from one place to another. ये sea है, okay? Although इतनी छोटी नहीं होती है sea, but this is, let's imagine this is the sea. So from this land to this land, the sailor sailed across. मतलब एक place से दूसरी place तक they sailed. Okay? Next usage could be used to indicate the opposite side of a road, river, line, etc. There is a big orchard across the river. Now this is a river and there is a big orchard. यहाँ पे there is something, suppose we say there are trees or things. So अगर ये हम यहाँ पे खड़े हैं and we are saying कि river के उस side है कुछ, okay? So there is something across the river, मतलब दूसरी place पे, okay? So the next one could be this. Fix this first. Yes. Used to point out several parts of an area. Now school has several branches across the country. मतलब पूरी country जो है, ठीक है, उसके across there are various branches of the school. So all over the country, several parts of an area. We are pointing out several parts of an area by saying that school has several branches across the country. This is for across. Let's move on to the next preposition. So the next preposition to be understood is above. Above is used to point out higher place or position than something. Like the water in the dam rising above the marked line. For example, there is a vessel where we have the marked line in here, but the water level is rising above this marked line. So we will say the water in the dam rising above. इससे ऊपर चला गया ना? So we will say it is rising above the marked line. Next could be used to indicate something is greater than something in number or level of age. मतलब अगर कोई level में, age में, number में बड़ा है, जैसे this month the onion prices are above average. जो प्राइसेस होते हैं अनियन के एवरेज प्राइसेस उससे ज़्यादा हैं इस मंथ के अनियन प्राइसेस. Alright, so they are more than that. Other usage could be higher quality compared to something. For example, he loves his mother above all. सबसे ज़्यादा he loves his mother. So these are the examples where you can use above. Let's move on to the next preposition. So the next preposition is behind. Let's see where we can use behind. Used to point something at or towards the back of something. मतलब किसी के पीछे अगर कुछ है. Like, who is standing behind Riya? रिया के पीछे कौन खड़ा है? Then, used to show progress, less progress. Important is less progress. Less progress or improvement compared to something or somebody. Compare कर रहे हैं और हम बता रहे हैं कि इसमें less progress या less improvement हुई है. जैसे the train is running behind schedule. Scheduled नहीं, schedule होगा यहाँ पे. Behind schedule. जो schedule था उससे पीछे चल रही है ट्रेन. Okay. Next could be used to indicate support of somebody. किसी का support. जैसे her parents are behind her decisions. ठीक है. Parents are supporting her decisions. They are behind her decisions. Next two. When can we use this preposition? Used to point out the position right behind somebody, right beside somebody, besides. Diya is sitting right next to Riya, right next to. दोनों साथ साथ बैठे हैं, Diya and Riya. So Diya is sitting right next to Riya. Next, used to show order or somebody or something. Used to show order of somebody or something. Example, next to maths, my favorite subject is science. मतलब सबसे पहले maths और उसके बाद science. So next to maths, maths के बाद मेरा favorite subject is science. Okay? Through. Through used to show passing of any kind of barrier. जैसे I have got through the NET exam. मतलब I have passed a certain barrier of the NET exam, so I have got through. Then used to show means, a reason of something. How? You can clear this exam only through hard work. जैसे means या reason. कैसे कर सकते हैं आप ये एग्जाम को पास? Only through hard work. Next, used to indicate any activity from beginning to the end. शुरू से end तक जैसे. Small children cannot sit through a concert. Through मतलब शुरू से end तक छोटे बच्चे कॉन्सर्ट में नहीं बैठ सकते. Alright? Okay, so we have a few more uses of through. Like here, if we say when we have to talk about indicating one end or side of something or somebody to other. Like here, one has to pass through the main hall to get to the rooms. So what are we indicating? One side of something or somebody, right here. We are indicating the side of what? Basically the end of this main hall that you have to pass through it to get to the rooms. Alright, another usage could be to point out something from the other side of the object or substance. Let me give an example. Like here, if I say, I could not see the outfits clearly through the glass. So here what am I saying is, I'm pointing out something from the other side of the objective substance. What is the objective substance here? Glass. And I'm not able to see the outfits on the other side of the object, which is the glass. Right, so that's again when we can use true. Next preposition is from. Where can we use from? Used to indicate the place where something starts or begins. Example, Ayush took out a big chocolate from his pocket. From something starts or begins. तो उसने कहाँ से शुरू करी, कहाँ से निकाली chocolate? From his pocket, from. Then used to tell source of something. This boy is from primary school. कहाँ से है ये boy? He is from primary school, primary wing. Then used to indicate the cause of something. कि किस चीज की वजह से कुछ हो रहा है, इसका source क्या है. The old man died from heart attack. From heart attack. The cause was heart attack. So it is used to indicate the place where something starts or begins. Used to tell the source of something, used to indicate cause of something. Another preposition is the word to. This could be used to express, this could be used to express movement towards a place. My mom is driving to the bank this morning. To bank, towards, movement towards a place. यही example, this was one of the examples जो हमने शुरू में लिया था. To the bank. Towards, that my mom is driving to the bank. मतलब she is moving towards the. So the next preposition is for. When is this used? Used to specify how long anything continues. Example, Tia can hold her breath for 5 minutes. For how long? For 5 minutes. The next preposition is since. When is since used? Used to specify time from a specific point in the past till now. Example, he has been waiting here since 9 a.m. मतलब time from a specific past till now. Since तब यूज होता है जब कोई past point से रेफर कर रहे हैं अभी तक. जैसे 9 a.m. से he has been waiting, which means the period from 9 a.m. to now he has been waiting only. This is where we use since. Among. So when is this preposition used? Used to indicate group or mass or collection or in the middle of something. Example, the sweets are distributed among 5 of us. Among पांचों के बीच में ये sweets जो हैं distribute हुई हम सब में. Group or mass or collection in the middle of something. Okay. Then beside. When is beside used? Used to express close to or next to. For example, Diya is standing beside me. मैं खड़ी हूँ, मेरे साथ में Diya खड़ी. This is Diya. So she is standing beside me. Close to me, next to me. तो उसके लिए हम beside use करते हैं. Next preposition, besides. Besides, B-E-S-I-D-E-S. Earlier was beside, this one was besides. Let's see where this is used. Used to express in addition to something or apart from something. मतलब 3 girls besides Diya were playing with sand. Okay, one is Diya, but Diya के besides मतलब Diya के अलावा भी there were 3 girls who were playing with sand. So besides is used when we are expressing addition to something या apart from something कि दिया के अलावा भी और 3 girls were there. Alright? So the next preposition is below. It is the antonym of above. So above जहाँ use हो रहा था उसके opposite use होगा below. It is used to show some kind of measurement on a scale. जैसे Tinku is performing below average. हमने पहले किया था above average, जब prices हैं above average चल रहे हैं, पर अब below average, जब average से कम है prices या कम है यहाँ पे क्या So the next preposition is under. Let's see when under is used. It is used to indicate something exactly below it or less than something. Under मतलब जैसे यहाँ पे है pen is lying under the bed. जब bed के नीचे चला गया है pen and the pen is under the bed. So pen is lying under the bed. Alright? Next preposition is in front of. When is this one used? Used to indicate position just ahead of something. Now, आपके स्कूल में chairs, tables होती हैं. You sit in lines. Tables होती हैं various. तो suppose दिया बैठी है यहाँ पे रिया बैठी है. ठीक है. Here is the teacher's blackboard. So Diya is sitting in front of Riya. Okay. दिया जो है वो रिया के just आगे position में बैठी है. So used to indicate position just ahead of something. This is when we use in front of. So now the next preposition is upon. When is this used? Formal terms of on, जहाँ हमने on use किया था उसकी जगह formally हम use करते हैं upon. Let's see how. She is wearing a red hat upon her head. Similar meanings of upon, but हम इसे formally use करते हैं. Alright? Okay, next preposition we have is of. Of is pretty easy. You'll be able to understand it very easily, even in the questions. Used to indicate any separation or disconnection. For example, if I say she turned the fan off, which means she disconnected the fan, then they went off to USA. You know, this sort of a disconnection, sort of separation that, you know, they have left whatever place and they went off to USA. Right, pretty easy. Okay, next up we have this nice little category of compound prepositional phrases. What are compound prepositional phrases? These are something which act as information givers when they form prepositional phrases. Alright, they act as information givers. How are they formed? Preposition plus its object. Like here, in a prepositional phrase, the object may either be a noun or a pronoun or a gerund or a clause. And this prepositional phrase can function either as an adjective or an adverb. So what you have to remember is, and what you have to understand is, that these compound prepositional phrases, they act as information givers. And how are they formed? With the preposition plus its object. In these compound prepositional phrases, they may act as an adjective or an adverb, which we'll see in the next slides. And this object which we have here, preposition and its object. This object, it may be a noun, pronoun, or a gerund or a clause. Alright, let's see. like here we have, let's see, I went for grocery shopping with my reusable cloth bag. Now here with is the preposition, but here my reusable cloth bag is the object. Okay, so reusable cloth bag is what? Is a noun. So my reusable cloth bag, that's a noun clause actually. Noun phrase it is. My reusable cloth bag. It involves more than 2 adjectives. Noun as well. Okay, so my reusable cloth bag is the object, with is the preposition. So this part becomes the prepositional phrase, compound prepositional phrase. These are the various examples of prepositional phrases which are formed. Like here we have because of, according to, instead of, apart from, despite of, in addition to something, due to something, result of something, causes of something, effect of, effect on, in spite of, aside from, in front of, in condition of, consequence of, on top of, in respect to, with regard to, in accordance with, in agreement with, for lack of, for want of, in case of. These are just a few examples that I have given to give you a hang of what actually compound prepositional phrases are. Alright, here we have prepositional phrases as adjectives, which means when do these prepositional phrases act as the adjectives? When do they do the job of an adjective? Now, what is the job of an adjective? To describe something, talk about their smell or taste or just the description. So let's see here. The book with the blue cover belongs to my mother. The book with the blue cover. Here the preposition is with, and then we have the blue cover. So the blue cover is the object over here, and the with the blue cover is doing what? This is doing the job of an adjective by describing what? By describing the book. Alright. Then we have all the passengers aboard the plane. Now here the preposition is aboard, and the plane is the object, which is a noun. So the object could be a noun and a noun, pronoun, gerund clause. So here we have a noun, aboard the plane. And this prepositional phrase, aboard the plane, is doing what? Is doing the job of an adjective by describing what? Describing these passengers. Then again, the gift inside my room. Similar explanation, the preposition is inside. The room is the object, a noun. And then inside the room, completely together, is doing the job of an adjective by describing what? Describing the gift, the position of the gift. Alright. So that's how prepositional phrases act as adjectives. Next up, prepositional phrases could also act as adverbs. Now, what is the job of the adverb? It is used to answer the questions of like how, when, where, and how often, or to what extent. These kind of questions are answered by adverbs. So let's see here. The tiger crept over the plains. Now the tiger is subject, crept is the verb, and over the plains is the prepositional phrase, in which over is the preposition and the plains is the object, and this together, the word over the plains, the one which is in bold, over the plains is the prepositional phrase acting as an adverb. Acting as an adverb how? Because it is answering the question of where. Then other, we will order pizza sometime during the next week. Here we have during as the preposition and the next week is the object. So this prepositional phrase together, during the next week, is answering the question of what? Answering the question of when. Alright. Next up we have, I will climb up the stairs and get your bag. Up the stairs. Now up is the preposition, the stairs is the object, and these together they form a prepositional phrase which is acting like an adverb. And why an adverb? Because it is doing the job of answering the question of where. I will climb up the stairs. You will climb where? Up the stairs. Okay. So that's how prepositional phrases act like adjectives and as adverbs as well. Okay. Okay, so let's start off with our quiz now. Okay. Alright, so for the quiz, what we will be doing is, now every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute means 60 seconds. Why am I giving you 1 minute? Because you see, your question paper of IEO, it has about 50 questions, and so you can imagine that you get more or less a minute to answer the questions. Now this 1 minute is the maximum that you should be taking for answering the question. Now suppose there could be two, three categories of students. First category is, suppose you answer the question within that 1 minute. So I would request you to fast forward the video and skip right to the answer. You should not be wasting your time. Alright. Now the other students who are not able to answer the question in 1 minute, what you do, you don't skip to the answer. You pause the video and you write down your answer. Alright, it is very important to answer each and every question because there is no negative marking. Here you see, for every incorrect answer, no points, because there is no negative marking in IEO, so it is important that you attempt all the questions. Now for a question of which you are not sure about the answer, now even here and even in the exam, if you are not sure about the answer and you maybe think that B option might be correct or C option might be correct, so you should in that case play your luck and play your mind and make a guess and still give an answer, because it is a win-win situation. Either you will get the marks for that question or you will get a 0, right? But if you don't attempt that question at all, then you are anyway getting a 0 in that, right? So it is good to attempt those questions, and even if you don't know all the answers, try to understand and take a guess. Okay, so this is for every correct answer 10 points. This is just for your own little game where you can try to maintain a notepad. So here you write the name of the chapter and then the question, and then if it is correct you can give yourself 10 points. If it is not correct, you mark it here. So it is important to see these questions, the ones which you mark incorrect. It is important to go back to them later and then see where you did the mistake. Alright, this is just for your reference. For every correct answer you can give yourself 10 points. Alright, now let's start. Alright, so now we start off with the first category of questions for prepositions. This one says fill in the blank with the most appropriate preposition. we have the blank and we have to fill in it with the preposition that suits the most. Okay, let's see. May you succeed the exam dash the examination, on the examination, in the examination, or at the examination, or for the examination. Here the correct answer is in the examination. Why in? Because in is used to specify a certain interest or a certain view, we can say. So here the interest is what? Examination. So may you succeed in that. Alright. Then we have on. On is used to designate some surface or name some streets or dates or days. Then we have at, to definite time, a particular place. For is used for particular purpose. Alright, next. Many people are of the opinion that the Third World War will be fought dash oil. Of oil, from oil, C at oil, D over oil. And here the correct answer is D over oil. Why over? Now here an over is actually used to indicate the reason for which the Third World War might be fought. So we can say it indicates here the reason, right? Then we have others. We have of, used for some belongingness, from for a source, at for a designated time or place. Here the police want the people dash pickpockets. For pickpockets, against pickpockets, in pickpockets, or D at pickpockets. Here the correct answer is B, against pickpockets. Now against pickpockets, here against is used because we are trying to say certain prevention. Alright, so prevention against whom? Against pickpocketers. Then we have for is for purpose. In can be used for an undefined time, location or shape, colors, etc. At for a particular place or time. Here, Mr. Sharma has invited me dash the wedding of his daughter. On the wedding, with the wedding, to the wedding, or tea at the wedding. And here the correct answer is Mr. Sharma has invited me to the wedding of his daughter. Here, to the wedding of his daughter, because to is usually used to express some sort of a movement. So here, what has been the invitation to? Invitation has been to the wedding. Right. Then we have on can be used for surface, explaining about the surface. Then with can be used for belongingness, togetherness. At can be used for designating a particular place or time. Alright, here I mistook Sita dash Geeta because both the sisters resemble a lot. Now here the correct, okay, for Sita for Geeta, Sita to Geeta, Sita with Geeta, or Sita from Geeta. Here the correct answer is Sita for Geeta. Why Sita for Geeta? Because we're talking about whom did whom was Sita mistook for, like the purpose, the one thing which replaced it, that was Geeta. Okay. The other ones, to is used for some movement, with for togetherness, from for any source. Correct answer is for. Okay, next we have the teacher advised the students not to laugh dash the physically challenged. On the physically challenged, at the physically challenged, of the physically challenged, or D, in the physically challenged. The correct answer is at the physically challenged. Why at? Because at is used to point out certain activity or certain specific thing that we're talking about. So here, since we are mentioning exactly pointing out the physically challenged, so we mention at the physically challenged. Right, laughing at them. Okay. Then on can be used for telling about the surface. Of can be used for telling about the purpose. Sorry, purpose, not the purpose. Of can be used to tell about the belongingness on something. In can be used to tell about the undefined time. Here, Munich lies 530-meter dash sea level, across sea level, on sea level, over sea level, or above sea level. Here, the correct answer is D, above sea level. Above sea level, we have this is used to point out this higher place or position than something. So, Munich lies 530-meter above sea level. All right. In the other words, we have across is used to show movement from like one side to another side. On can be used for a surface, or over. Over can be used when you're talking about something that is above something. All right. Next one says, I have been waiting dash 4 o'clock. Ever 4 o'clock, since 4 o'clock, for 4 o'clock, or at 4 o'clock. Correct answer is B, since 4 o'clock. Why since? Because since is used to point out to a time in the past till now, that specific duration. For that, since is used. Alright, so this person had been waiting from what time in the past? From 4 o'clock till now. Alright. Okay, here Henry Ford was born dash 30th July 1863. Above 30th July, in 30th July, across 30th July, or on 30th July. The correct answer is on 30th July. Why on? Because on is used to designate specific date or day. So for dates always we use on 30th July 1863. All right. Okay, next we have there is a bridge dash the Brahmaputra. By the Brahmaputra, at the Brahmaputra, into the Brahmaputra, or D, across the Brahmaputra. The correct answer is D, across. Why across? Now here see, if this is the river, then from one end to the other end there is a bridge. So for that we refer across when we have to show movement from one end to another. Alright, then we have B in A, by. By can be used to show means or methods. At can be used to show particular place or time. Into is used to refer to inside something. Alright, next, fill in the blanks with appropriate compound or phrase prepositions. Here, Anu is very shy. She always hides herself dash her mother. Besides her mother, below her mother, across her mother, or behind her mother. Here the correct answer is D, behind her mother. We are doing what? Compound or phrase prepositions, the ones which have a preposition and then an object. So here what is the preposition? Behind. And what is the object? Her mother. Alright. So this here, it is acting like an adverb or an adjective. It is acting like an adverb, we can say, because it is answering the question of where. Behind her mother. Alright. Okay. Dash or English teacher, listening is the first step of learning. According to, in order to, in accordance, or D in regard to. Here the correct answer is A. According to. According to our English teacher, listening is the first step of learning. Here what is the preposition? The preposition according to, and the noun is what? Noun is our English teacher. So according to our English teacher, listening is the first step of learning, which means as per the English teacher. Means that is her view. We have in order to can be used to when we're talking about some purpose or step. Alright, in accordance, in relation to something, then in regard to again can be used to relation to something or in detail to something. Alright. Okay, here next. Sorry, I could not come to your birthday party. Dash my brother's sudden illness. In view of my brother's sudden illness. In favor of, or because of, or in case of. And here the correct answer is C. Because of. Why because of? Because we are providing a certain reason. What is the reason? Brother's sudden illness, and because of which what happened? The first part. That person could not come to his birthday party. Alright, so because of is used for providing a certain reason. Okay. Okay, here the giant panda was lucky to return home from a violent storm. Dash getting hurt. A. Outside getting hurt. B. Without getting hurt. C. About getting hurt. Or D. Beyond getting hurt. So here the correct answer is B. Without getting hurt. So without is used to show certain kind of separation, disconnection. This person didn't get hurt and returned home without getting hurt from a violent storm. Alright. Here, Bunny worked very hard, dash get the first position in class. In regard to, get the first position. In compliance, get the first position. In order to get the first position. Or D, for the sake of get the first position. And the correct answer is in order to. In order to can be said to be used in situations where we are providing a certain purpose. This person, worked very hard in the background to get what? The first position. The purpose was getting the first position in the class. Alright. Then the other ones, in regard to, can be about in detail to something. Then in compliance, fulfilling certain conditions, or for the sake of. Again, this can be used for fulfilling certain condition, or we can say for the sake of fulfilling certain purpose. Right. Right here, I believe that the grandparents contribute dash to moral development of a child. Dash of the moral development, B for the moral development, C at the moral development, or D to the moral development. Now here the correct answer is D, to the moral development of child. Now here we are talking about the contribution. Usually when we have these verbs and then we have preposition, we can say this leads to something, right? The contribution is towards what? So for this, with these kind of verbs, we use the preposition to. So contribute to something. So what is that contribution going to? It's going to the moral development of a child. Alright. The other words, of can be used to show belongingness, for can be used for a purpose, at for a specific time or place. Alright. Okay, next, my mother always stresses dash the importance of planning ahead. Stresses at, stresses in, stresses on, or stresses off. Here, the correct answer is stresses on. My mother always stresses on the importance of planning ahead. Now here we are using on Because we're talking about the state of something, which means the stress is on what? Like on what state? It is on the importance of planning ahead. Alright. Then the other ones, at can be used for a particular place, a definite time. In can be used for undefined time or some location or shape, color, size, etc. Have off. Off can be used for specifying amount, number, showing belongingness or connectedness. Okay, now the next one. My family is always anxious. Dash my health when I am away. About my health. B for my health. C to my health. D by my health. Here the correct answer is A, about my health. Pretty easy. My family is always anxious about my health when I am away. Alright, now the other ones, for can be used for a purpose. To can be used to show movement. By can be used to show means or methods. Alright, with this we finish off with the questions on prepositions and the compound prepositional phrases also. Alright, so
That's all for our class on prepositions. I hope you have understood the various kinds of preposition, when to use which, when not to use which kind of preposition. If you have made any mistakes in the sample questions that we discussed, I would request you to go back and rectify them so that you don't repeat the mistake. Right? So I will see you the next time. Thank you for watching.